Well, last time they were shooting layups. We didn't guard them. We just didn't guard them. And they drove to the basket over and over and over on us, and they just made layups. So, you know, we watched it on film. We've worked for weeks on doing a better job on defense, and tonight we got down and stayed in front of them a lot better, forced some challenge shots, didn't let them get to the rim nearly as many times.
I remember after the last game at MTSU, I asked you about what you kind of needed to change going into the second time you're going to face them, and you mentioned Alex Johnson was like a really big point of emphasis. You did a lot better job tonight. What was kind of the...
Well, last time, Alex, I mean, even though last time she was 2 for 2 for three-point line and didn't take a field goal attempt, and that might be the only time in her career, I didn't look at the numbers, that she's not taken a field goal attempt in a game. And she was in foul trouble, and she made those 2 threes, but she fouled out Aram and Raneem. And so we knew that we had to do a better job or she was going to go off for 40 on us, like she had a couple years ago on Ivy Brown. Ivy played her tail off, and Alex still got 40. So we worked and worked and worked on how to guard her, and I was real proud of Raneem and how she did it, and Jaleesa Allen stepped in and was huge, did a good job, and it really worked well subbing Jaleesa and Raneem because they both guard her differently. So as soon as she got used to one, we could change and go to the other, and she'd have a different type of defense facing her. And we've not had that luxury in the past, and I was real proud of Jaleesa, especially on senior night.
Have that kind of defensive effort for 4 quarters and just against a team like Middle. I mean, you feel like this is one of the better all-around defensive performances.
It's absolutely probably the best half-court defensive efforts. We've had some really good full-court defensive efforts where we've created a lot of turnovers, got in transition. We were pressing tonight, not so much to get a turnover, but really just to try to make sure the ball moved to different players and to get the ball in a certain spot where we wanted it, and we didn't want them to get the ball where they wanted it. So, and that was working most of the night. But really the key was the half-court defense, staying in front of the drives and doing a good job on Alex Johnson. I told her when we shook hands, I said, you know, I was really glad she was graduating.
Had that effort for a half, maybe 3 quarters, and it's just been a matter of letting it happen for 4. It felt like your team got stronger as the game went on. Did you see that intensity just sort of stayed that way, maybe even got tighter in the fourth quarter?
Well, I saw where they got more and more confident with how to play defense. They started having success, and like anything that any of us do, when you have success, you want to do that again. And so as they started having success, they started doing more and more of what we were trying to do. And fortunately tonight it was working. We were doing a good job for the most part at the three-point line, except for in the first half there we let Alex. I mean, she's now, I think I told Curry, she's what, 5 for 6 against us this year, and so she probably can't wait to have a three-point shooting contest against us. But other than that, I felt like we were doing a pretty good job at the three-point line.
You had some big shots from Whitney tonight, especially toward the end of possessions, the end of quarters. Just really looked natural for her tonight to take up that scoring.
Well, she was 7 for 11, 4 assists and 0 turnovers in, I think that's 38 minutes. And so that's pretty awesome. This kind of started back at North Texas. And we've faced some teams, and we've needed Whitney all along to be that ball handler, be that decision maker, and she's done a good job of that, but teams have stopped guarding her because she stopped looking to score. And so at North Texas, it's kind of the same story. They weren't guarding her, and we took her out, and I let her sit there and watch the game for a little while, and then I talked to her about, look, you scored 5,000 points in high school, and you know how to find that basket. And if you can't go find that basket, then we're not going to be very good. And when you start scoring, then everybody's got to guard you, and then everything else is going to open up. And so when she went back in North Texas, and I didn't realize it was just 14 minutes, but had a spectacular game in 14 minutes. And so I think this is just a carryover from that game.
Why was she hesitant before? Was she just kind of getting...
Well, she's not a natural point guard. I mean, she had the ball in her hands in high school, but she was really looking to score. And she's more of a scoring guard. And so, but out of necessity, we needed her to be a point guard, and so she was trying to do that job and that role the best that she could. That's Whitney. She's a competitor. She's a winner. She's a team player, and she was doing the best that she could at the point guard. And it wasn't until maybe I kind of told her, like, we need this, not just you can do this, but the team needs you to do this. And I guess that made her feel like it was okay to go take some shots at it. And there's a particular shot that she had been taking and missing, and she's kind of gotten away from that, and so she's focused more on the things that she's successful at.
What's the difference in this team from 2 weeks ago and then now that you closed this thing out with 3 straight wins, accomplished the goal that you sort of set? How do you make this transition to tournament time?
Well, it's mostly confidence, toughness, being aggressive. Tonight we talked about before the game, I said I might regret this, but I told him, I said, be the most aggressive team on the floor. And I might regret it because we may end up with 4 people in foul trouble. And I said, but we're not going to lose this ball game and be out hustled or out aggressive for the ball. And so I was real proud of how the kids fought for the ball. I still like to see some more white jerseys on the floor when that ball gets on the floor and it's loose. But overall, I felt like we battled pretty hard in there.
The transition now into.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't answer the rest of your question there, Elliot. The transition is just that. Our whole goal all year from day one was 3 games in 3 days. And we kind of put ourselves in a little bit of a hole. Although we were still in control of our destiny and being able to win out and get, it wasn't guaranteed. We had tough road games. We had a tough home game against one of the best teams in our conference. And so we dug out. We showed some toughness. And so now we've accomplished that goal. So now we've just got to, we haven't talked about a 3-game championship. We've been talking about a 6-game championship. And so we kind of, our mindset is, this is one step, and our mindset was to get to this point, to have a shot that we knew would be really difficult if we weren't in this spot. And it'll still be challenging. We'll still play some tough teams in that first round. So I like our confidence. I like our toughness. We just have to keep moving forward and take it down to Frisco.